Hi everybody, welcome to my channel for a new battle report. This is the third game of WTC 2022. I'm facing, it's a German team called 8th Edition Revival, I guess. So it's old ETC player from Germany, former ETC player from Germany, better said. And I'm facing a Vermin Swarm, second Vermin Swarm of the day. So I think I'm one of the few of the team who is happy to play against Vermin Swarm. This is my list, you know it already, and this is my opponent's list. So he's playing an Adept on a Bell, Witchcraft, an Adept Thaumaturgy with a Binding and Rod of Battle. The auto includes Doomblade guy, Vermin Senator on the Litter with a Crown of Wizard King, 3 blocking core, so 1 big of Black Veterans, 40 Legionaries, 25 Legionaries with Aether Icon, 4 Murmillo Brutes, 37 Plague Disciples with Great Weapon, and then has some shooting, so 3 Doomspark, 1 Vermin Artillery and an Arena Beast. So yeah, we see the usual picks, which are Arena Beast almost in all of the list, Doomblade almost in all of the list, some core blocks, and then also Doomspark device, but maybe we'll see less of them since the last of they took a heavy point increase. So we played King of the Hill on Refuse Flank, and this is our spell selection, so pretty usual for me. I decided to go with Trial of Face as well to try to kill the Doomblade basically, and still it's nice against single model. Matchup analysis, not so many combat units, so I think secondary I should have good chances of getting it. I think due to the fact that I have a lot of chaff and I have strong unit, he hasn't so many fighty unit, I should be able to get some board control and therefore should be on the front foot for the secondary. I have enough chaff to delay the combat versus Doomblade until the time I feel right to engage it. And then there are a couple of tricks to try to get it. So I saw previous game what not to do, what I could have done better, and hopefully I'll try to learn from that. Range damage targets the wheel, which can be chaff in his list, and then Arena Beast. I rated it at 10. I think it was slightly too conservative. Should have been a 12 on paper, I guess. Deployment. So he cut it that way. He won the roll for side. Decided to pick the field as his train to defend, and I decided to pick the same because for me it's totally fine to play all the ground on one secondary objective to defend, and then I drop everything for first turn, which I think makes sense. Put the Death Star in the middle, some scoring dots here and there to be able to chaff everywhere if needed. Then I put my Merkvert down here with the Frost Mammoth to be able to operate on flank. My second single model is up top to try to be annoying on this flank, and then I put the Tusker here. So pretty balanced deployment, pretty standard. And his counter deployment, so he minimized what my Merkvets could do. I think this was well done from him. Basically all the Doomspark devices are here on top. He has his Arena Beast as well, so no juicy target here in the front of the Merkvets. And then he puts his main block here, so you have the Plague Disciples, Doombell unit, small unit, cannon, Legionaries, bigger Legionaries, I think 40 of them, Doomspark and Murmillo within the ruin to be protected from my shooting. My turn 1, so basically, yeah, try to establish some control of the middle line to make sure it's hard for him to approach this field, put the Death Star within the field, move forward with the Merkvets, try to get some shots, without giving him any easy charge or possible charge. For the moment I have the time. Prepare my chaff in case he wants to activate and move forward. I want to be ready to delay some unit while I engage other stuff like I usually do against Vermin Swarm, and then I move these guys forward as well. I move the giants up top to tell him if you move forward with the Arena Beast, then I can move in behind your back, basically, more or less. Magic Face. Get a good Magic Face. I do 3 wounds on this Doom Wheel with Trial Face, which was nice, and then I get the Wrath of God off and I put it like here close to all the elements that could be annoying to force them to either move away to the flank or move back or move forward, basically force a reaction, because I have the feeling that once I've dealt with this part of the map, then I should really get in control since I have so much charge range in comparison to him. Shooting, I think I did 2 wounds to the Bell unit with my pistol, but not much. I couldn't shoot on them because of the impassable. No juicy target, like I said. Yeah, let's move on to his turn 1. So he move one of the Doomspark far away from the Wrath of God, which is here to try to chaff and bait me in case I charge him. He wants to be ready to triple charge me after. Didn't move much his arena. I moved back the Doom Wheel with 1 wound remaining. Tried to save the points, and the rest stayed, quite compact. Basically, he made sure that with the Disciples, my idea was with the Frost, try to force him to play white. So I will continue to move to the side and to the side to force him to look that way, and therefore it's only 2 block against 2 block and hard for him to engage. In case I wouldn't do that, I felt that he could possibly push with 1, try to bait me to charge, and then on the long run try to engage again, and try to get me at some point. In the Magic phase, he got the card number 1. I decided to Binding Scroll it. Wrath of God, I don't like. I like what my coach told me a couple of months ago. He told me, Wrath of God, if you have less than 5 dice to dispel it turn 1, just bind it. And I feel it makes totally sense, especially in a game where it's going to be hard for him to approach, not easy for me to approach too. So Wrath of God, that right now in the middle of my line, could really hurt me badly. My Wrath of God comes down, kills the 2 Doomspark device, which is lucky for me. Did a couple of wounds on the arena, couple of wounds on the Murmillo, but huge roll, like 11 or 10 on the dice, and just got everybody here. So yeah, really lucky for me. I was sorry for my opponent, but obviously it's a huge help for me for the rest of the game, because basically 2 chaff pieces done, it's going to be even harder for him to push forward later. Let's move on. My turn 2, so I continue to establish control of the middle, makes really hard for him to move forward. I cannot really escape the line of sight, and here I think I wasn't aggressive enough, because if you look at the board, I think the Tusker should have pushed up to the top of the Impassable to be sure that I can charge this Arena Beast if he doesn't charge me next turn. And then it's only turn 3, and I still have plenty of time to try to push to his flank and get some heavy points. So here I think I was way too passive with my Tuskers. So not so happy about what I did. The rest here makes sense. I secure the middle and I move to the side, like I said, with the Frost. Magic face, I do try to face against, I think, Doomblade guy? Not sure, but did nothing. I did chilling on the cannon, and I did a total of 11 wounds with shooting against legendaries between the shot from the Great Khan that hit and all the Merc Vets, but doesn't matter much basically, because it's a block that is not that scary. Like I said, I don't have so juicy target for the Merc Vets. His turn 2, didn't move much with the arena, didn't feel the need to. Other than that, he didn't move much basically. Just move around, continue to move around with Doomspark to try to come here to the flank. Magic phase, his cannon did 2 wounds to my Merc Vets. He got wheel turn off on my Death Star, which doesn't matter much for me because I'm still too far to get any sensible charge. Then my turn 3, I tried to charge the arena on the 9 Swift Stride, but I fail it. And here I see my mistake to not having push much, because now it's going to be a bit more complicated to catch it. I use my Giant, try to bait him and tell him charge me, then I can charge you, but it's maybe a bit too obvious, I don't know. Not the best move. Other than that, yeah, keeping the same standoff at the moment, getting ready with the chaff if need to, keeping him to the flank. In the magic phase, I got a Binding Scroll, my Wrath of God. I double buff my Giant, put -1 strength and hereditary on myself, just making sure that if he charge me, it's hard for him. Kill another 8 of the legendaries. He's turn 3. He moves out of my line of sight with his random movement. I cannot charge him. Well done. Other than that, yeah, just stay compact and steady. Magic phase, he got the wheel turn on my Death Star, don't care too much, and then he 5 dice a Wrath of God. And gets that off, so not scared to lose his mage. And the Wrath of God comes down here in the middle of my line. He did another 3 wounds to my mercs with some shootings, and that's it. My turn 4. I again should have pushed forward with these guys. Don't know why I did that. If you see my movement, I think I was just feeling like, yeah, I got a safe 15, but I felt here I could get another 1-2 points by playing more with them. So he again could have, I think I failed the march with the Giant, so had a hard time to get him out of the way. But I think I could have been able to move him 7 forward, reform this guy 3 wide, move here in between, and just be ready to tell him charge me or charge you, or I counter charge if you charge Giant. But this is not so great for me, I guess. I try to push forward with these guys just to bait him to charge me, and maybe I can chaff him later on and try to get some more points later on. Other than that, yeah, still in the flank with the Frosty. Magic Phase. I got Trial, did 2 wounds to the Mermilo. He gets his Wrath of God down and he returns me the favor. What I did in turn 1, rolls a 12 on the Arira and did a lot of wounds to my small darts and to the big unit a bit less. But yeah, annoying, but could happen. My cat, I think was outside. I made sure he cannot hit me with the Wrath of God. I felt, yeah, that was it with shooting. I killed another 8 of them, so there are not so many anymore, but doesn't matter much. His turn, he moves sideways and let me push his flank if I want to, because there isn't much time anymore. Moves back with them, move the arena, again uses my giant to shield himself from a charge from the Tusker, so yeah. We're playing cat and mouse, but I'm playing just... not smart enough to just get these points easily, so that was frustrating for me when I look again at the picture. He cast no BSB as a bounce spell against my Death Star. I don't care too much. He did 3 wounds to my Death Star with some shooting. And that was it. My turn 5. Turn around to look at him, stay compact, prepare the chaff in case he wants to push. I want to chaff him for the last turn if I need to. Yeah, move the giant here, but here again, why don't I just push forward with the Tusker here to close and again have a good chance of charging him. He can just move away on his turn 5 and I will never get these points. So I felt here again, could have 3 wide would have been way better against him, and then move forward here and just be ready to get into combat. Stay within BSB in general, in case he charge me. No big problem in case, even if I lose combat, but I shouldn't lose against an Arena Beast with 3 wounds remaining. Should kill him easily. So yeah, not too happy about that. Other than that, nothing particular. Trial Face against Doomblade, did 1 wound, but he ward save it, so nothing. I get -1 strength on the arena in case he wants to fight, and I kill 4 of these guys, doesn't matter much. His turn 5, cannot really push hard. He just went with the Mermilo, march in the ring to go out of the arc of both my unit. Don't care too much because still I had time to hide stuff, but yeah, I could have avoided that, I guess. It wasn't too hard to avoid that, so could have just angled a bit more to avoid that positioning. Also the Tusker, so but it didn't matter much at the end. His magic phase, he got flying, I guess, on something, and the cannon did two wounds to himself due to misfire. Then my turn, basically I position my Death Star in a way that it cannot fit within the field because of the 1-inch rule, and then forward I'm just upward, meaning even if he charged me and go into combat, there is no way he's within the scoring objective. Could have moved these guys away. I just was a bit scared that he flies with them over me, and here I wasn't able to secure this 1-inch gap, so I just wanted to secure that, but I could have done it maybe better to move him further away and save the points. Hide the rest. As you can see, he did a lot against my darts with his Wrath of God. And then I used my chaff basically just to avoid any long charge. I think I had an 11 of 12 against my flank, and I didn't want to take any risk at all. So there is no way he can charge me. Try to get these points since he's out of the bubble, and that's it. My magic phase, I shoot him, panic him, and he flee that direction. Won't rally at his, yeah, he continued to flee. And other than that, just take my chaff. He will try with a late smart move to fly over here and then shoot these guys, kill him, and did a panic check on them, and them. I passed all 3 check, but I could have avoided that, basically. That wasn't smart for me at all. So yeah, luckily I don't pay for it, but yeah, I could have done way better just to avoid this 9 rollable check that can always go wrong, and then I lose a lot of points. So yeah, that was it. Yeah, and I had to let the fly go because I wanted to dispel no BSB on them, just to make sure I don't have to test on a 9, no reroll in case he managed a panic. Maybe I should have done the other way around because I'm not sure he would have gotten any range to kill it. I don't know. Anyway, I get 2 Doomspark and a half of the 3rd one. I get the Mermilo, he got half the Bruiser, Tribesman unit, and a Tiger, which makes it a 12, go up to 15-5 thanks to King of the Hill. Yeah, secondary, I think this kind of old ground was in my favor. I think the VS, I felt if you look at the map, it could have maybe cut the other way around and picked the lake, which would have been in his strong flank. Maybe it's a better choice. Not sure 100%, but I felt they had better choice than just giving me something in the middle of the board where I can just put my Desta on. What else? Game plan, yeah, I just played secure. Secondary was in my grasp, and then just try to get point from range. I think I should and I could and I should have pushed more with my Tuskers. Turn 2, turn 4, turn 5. I had a lot of turns where I could have pushed more with the Tusker just to get this arena and get an extra points, most likely. And yeah, after my lucky Wrath of God killed 2 of his Doomspark, basically had no option to push anymore. And like I said, turn 6 I could have minimized further to just avoid the panic check. And a lesson for me as well, to pick Triumph Phase, not the best pick when you face MR3 in the list where you can put the Doomblade. I could have picked Hand of Heaven. We could even debate whether or not I should have maybe picked one less buff spell to pick another damage spell. Expecting some kind of standoff could have been a way, but yeah, I always feel better while having 3 accessible buffs, even more when he has a Binding Scroll, basically. We win big this round, so we get some solid wins, 17, 16 from Dim and Coco, 215 as well and 13. We lost a little bit on 2 table and got a tie, and this is enough to get a cap. Like I said, couple of regrets. I could have done slightly more than that, but overall I was happy to get the win without any risk. But I felt without risking more, I could have got another 1 or 2 points by playing a bit better. But yeah, can happen. So after this third round, we are back close to the top. And basically we are going to face Poland Team 1 on the 4th round on the Sunday morning, which is, I felt, a good time to face them because we had enough practice with our list. Some of the players didn't have a lot of training with their list, so I think it was the right time and a good test for us. We were really happy to face them again because they are, yeah, it's one of the best challenge that you can get in this tournament, one of the top team. And as a preparation also for ETC, I felt it was good to measure us against them to see how good, prepared and so on we can, yeah, how well we can do against them. So I was really excited to play them on Sunday morning, and we had also time to discuss a bit about their lists on Saturday evening, but not too much. Surprisingly, we talk more about ETC, summer plans, list and so on than the 4th round where we talk about it maybe 15 minutes, but not much more. We didn't discuss again matchup rating and stuff. I think the job was already done before the event. So, yeah. Talk to you soon for this 4th battle report that's going to be exciting, and thanks for watching. Bye.